Hey guys, I was just about to start making one of my favorite dishes of all time, and I thought I would share it with you. It's a vegetarian spaghetti, and I'm always wanting to eat healthier, and I want to promote people to eating healthy, and this is one of my favorite things to make, and it's so easy. I made it throughout, when I was in school, I made it all the time. So I'll go ahead and show you what you need. Okay, thanks. Okay, so you are going to need some mushrooms, and make sure you wash them. And remember, don't run your mushrooms under the tap. Make sure you dampen a paper towel and just wash them off, because mushrooms absorb things and you don't want them to absorb all of the water. Then you will need some ground round, some form of veggie protein. I'm using this in the Italian kind. I find it really good for the spaghetti, and my boyfriend, he'll eat it because it's just like ground meat. Also, you will need some spinach. I just use the frozen chopped because, let's get real, the other stuff goes bad really quickly, and these ones, sorry about the noise, these come in little nuggets. I will throw the spinach literally in everything. If I'm eating soup, I'll throw it in the spinach. If I'm making pizza, I'll warm it up, put it on the pizza. If I'm making sauces, throw it in there. This stuff is absolutely amazing. It's just the Compliments brand, and I find the blocks of spinach so annoying. So these ones are great because, like I said, I can just use them piece by piece. You don't have to get the knife out and like chop the crap out of it. You'll also need a can of diced tomatoes. Usually I get the spiced kind, but this one, I guess I picked up this one instead for some reason. Tomato paste, some form of spaghetti sauce. I have ragu right now. You can get any other kind, another Ital pasta or anything like that. You will also need garlic. I buy mine like this. It's so much easier than just chopping cloves of garlic, but whatever floats your boat, some kind of garlic. Also, you'll want to use red onion. I don't have one right now, so I'm just going to skip it. And then to season, you'll need oregano, basil, garlic, and obviously salt and pepper, and olive oil. Now you're going to chop your mushrooms. Make sure if you are not used to chopping things, you get an adult to help you with this part. Be very careful, keep your fingers out of the way, and make sure you take your time. Okay, so that's all the chopping you're gonna do. You have your mushrooms. Obviously, if you had your onions, you'd be chopping them. All the butts. Make sure you cut the butts off. And here's the ground round. Now, if you're new to being a vegetarian and you've never had this stuff before, or you are a vegetarian and you've never had this stuff before, it looks like ground meat. And there's an Italian, a Mexican, and an original. So this Italian one has Italian spices in it. And yeah, you can see the texture has just like ground meat. Now when you're opening this bag, please be careful. When you're using a knife, please be careful. If you don't have knife training, either get someone to help you if you're younger and you're watching this video, or just please be careful. Make sure your knife is nice and sharp. Don't use a dull knife when you're cutting. Okay, now over to the pan. I've put in, I don't use measurements when I cook. I put in about maybe 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and I'm just going to turn my stove on to medium high. Oh my goodness, I've always wanted to say that. That's so funny. And I'm just going to let that heat up. You can see I'm using a very big pan for this because I'm going to cook the meat. I'm going to warm up the fake meat, and I'm going to cook all the mushrooms and everything right in here. Then I can just add my sauce in and let it sit. And then I don't have to do anything else. I dirty one pot, one knife, and one spoon. Maybe a measuring spoon if you need to measure. And that's it. So I'm going to let this oil heat up. And the way you tell if it's heated, just drop one of the mushrooms in. If it sizzles, you're good to go. Okay, so I went ahead and dropped a mushroom in. She's sizzling, so it's ready to go. So just grab all of your mushrooms. You want to put the thing in first that's going to need to cook the longest. Now you're going to give that a stir. And we're going to reach across, because that's how my... Excuse me! Get down. I'm going to take 2 nugs. Oh, those are stuck together. I'm going to drop those in now. Then, I'm going to go ahead and dip my not so dirty knife into my garlic. And I love garlic. So there's 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, we're going to do 3. 3. Then you're going to go ahead and dump your ground round in. Be careful. I'm doing this with one hand. Okay, so now that's all working. It's all happy. I turned my stove, once I put the meat in, down to medium. And I'm just stirring, just let that spinach de-thaw in there. And you may have thought that was a lot of mushrooms, but as you can already see, I mean, they shrink down to like nothing. Now is when you want to add your first wave, I like to say, of spices. So, you're going to want to add salt and pepper. If I had to put a measurement on it, I just take a pinch of I use the sea salt. It's not ground or anything, it's in whole form. About a teaspoon of each, maybe a little more of the pepper. And you're going to put all 3 spices in, so you allow the flavor to soak into the mushrooms because they absorb everything. So about a teaspoon and a half to a tablespoon of these. It sounds like a lot, but remember we're putting in all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so since the tofu, the ground round, doesn't really need to be cooked, it just needed to be heated, really all you're doing is waiting for the mushrooms to cook, and they don't take long at all. So that's another benefit of cooking vegetarian dishes. The timing just goes way down because nothing is going to kill you like if you don't cook your meat properly. So while that's getting happy, I open my cans up so I'm ready. And once your mushrooms look like they're wilting a little bit, there's a couple there, and they look like they're getting dark and caramelizing a little bit, you can go ahead and add all 3 sauces. So, your stewed diced tomatoes, be careful with the splashing. Your entire can of sauce. That's why this is absolutely great for school, because this costs like no money. I mean, you have spices, you buy them once, you have them for a long time. And I'm going to eat maybe like a serving of this, and then I'm going to freeze the rest, and whenever I want spaghetti, I just pull it out of the freezer and heat up some noodles. And then tomato paste, and as you can see, you're going to have to get a spoon for that bad boy. I will be right back. So spoon that in, give everything a stir, get it all happy in there, alright? Okay, so as soon as you add those sauces, and don't forget to do this, you want to put it down on low, and you're going to let that simmer. If you don't put it on low and forget, you're going to burn the bottom. So you can see the spinach breaking up nicely, lots of nice colors in there. I'm so hungry. So really, you could eat this right now if you wanted to. You could just heat it through and go ahead and eat it right away. But honestly, the longer you let it sit on the stove, the better it's going to taste. All the flavors are going to mix together and work with each other and be awesome. So, like I said, you could eat this right now, but I let it sit for probably a good hour. And what you're going to want to do is about halfway through, so half hour in, you're going to come back and you're going to do another round of, these spices. Just these 3. You don't need to do salt and pepper again unless you want to taste. So you're going to go ahead with another hit of oregano, garlic, and basil. You don't need to put that much, like maybe half a teaspoon or to a teaspoon, depending on how much you like your spices. And then that's it. You just let this sit, and then once you're ready to go, you just throw it on some pasta. Really, this dish, if you're a vegan, you could do this dish too, because it doesn't get unvegan until, I don't know, is pasta vegan? No, may contain traces of eggs, obviously. So if you got some vegan pasta up in there, you could eat this as well. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my first cooking lesson. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment below. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye.